Yo, what's up guys, it's Shadow. Before this video starts, I just want to put my email up on the screen. I'm doing this in every video now. If you guys want to send me loops, or if you would like to be on my email loop list, let me know. You can send loops to my email. If you want to be on my loop list, then just comment your email in the comment section below. I'm going to also put my Instagram up on there. I'm trying to hit like 1.5k pretty soon. Really the only social media platform I use. Anyways guys, make sure to stay tuned for this whole video because I really spill sauce from the start to the finish. This is a really good video if you guys want to learn how to make snot and Cochise type beats. One more thing guys, this video is not as heavily edited as my other videos usually are because I am actually editing this video the night before a vacation that I'm going on, and I am not going to get a lot of sleep anyways, so this is kind of a rush tutorial. But anyways, I'll stop talking now. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Peace. Alright, yo, what's up guys, it's me Shadow. We're back again for another tutorial video. This week we're going to be covering how to make a Cochise/Snot type beat. I feel like I might be pronouncing Cochise's name wrong. I don't know. If I'm wrong, that would be kind of funny. You guys can like make fun of me or some shit. I don't know. But basically I've been wanting to make this tutorial for a really long time. I've been kind of putting it off because I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really know where to find certain sounds for the beat either. But all in all, I kind of spent a long time on this beat, and I finally pulled together what I think is a pretty decent tutorial. Here they both just dropped their single Tell 'Em. That's kind of what this beat is inspired by. And yeah guys, basically I'm just gonna hop right into the video because I don't really know what else to say. So starting off, we have the BPM. I set my BPM to 160. The reason I picked 160 is because it's kind of around the range that Tell 'Em was. I just kind of wanted this to be a Tell 'Em type beat, and that's what I did. So moving on to sound selection, here's every sound that we used in the beat. First is the Pierre kick from just about any Pierre Bourne kit that you can find. Then I have this Zan Gang snare. Again, a very generic snare. I got it from like most popular plug kit on Reddit. I have generic open hat 1, and I have generic open hat 2. I have the Fuego clap from the Gucci kick with some reverb on it. That's not what it sounds like normally. I have this instance of Serum from a free bank by the Factual guy, his 10k Serum bank. It's the basic Super Soft 3. I have the second instance of Serum with a pad called Pendant, which is from one of Sinju's kits, the second one. And then lastly for Serum, I have this sound right here, Synth Thunder from Sinju's first kit. One thing I'm going to say guys is you don't need to use Serum. This is just my preferred plugin. The main sounds that you're going to need for these are synths and leads, which you can find in just about any plugin. Then I have the hi-hat Moon, again with some reverb on it because there's a lot of reverb in this beat. And then the very last thing for sound selection I have guys is this right here. This is the biggest sauce that I'm spilling in this whole video. I mean, apparently maybe a lot of people know this. I didn't personally, but I'm trying to shed light on this because it took me a while to figure this out. But this 808 right here called Eisenhower 808. If you guys don't know the producer for Cochise, a lot of his songs, his name is Jutsu, and according to Reddit, this is the 808 that he uses in a lot of Cochise's songs. This is what it sounds like when I have it mixed and like through a lot of distortion and stuff. It sounds like this. That's the main reason I wanted to make this video, honestly, is just because I think if anyone wants to make Cochise type beats, you've got to get this 808. And the best part is, it's in a free kit, which I'm actually going to link down below because I usually forget to link kits like all the time, but this is pretty important. It's a free kit on BeatStars. I believe the person who made the kit's name is Kirigo. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but again, link in the description if you guys want this 808 amongst a bunch of other 808s that are really fire. This is the 808. This is the biggest sauce for Cochise beats right here. It's just this 808. But guys, now that we're done with that, we're going to jump into how I actually made this beat, going through each individual pattern, starting off with the melodies. First off, I have this chord progression, which I'm just going to play and then talk to you guys about how I made it. Alright guys, so basically I'm going to go through the sounds and the mixing throughout this tutorial because I think it's pretty important. Everything is mixed pretty heavily. Usually I go over mixing last because I don't mix a lot of my shit, but basically what I really just did is follow the 808 pattern. And the method that I have for making chords is literally just clicking from bottom to top and seeing if it sounds right, like this. That's it. That is my entire method of making chords. Basically, I started off with just these highlighted notes, and I repeated that, as you can see. Then I added a bass note by ear. Then I added it 2 more octaves down like this. And then the very final thing that I did is add some accent notes. I started off the chord progression with this very tiny little note right here. Then I repeated that note right here, and at the very end, I add this little fucking nice-ass roll that sounds like this. Sounds pretty fire. And that is pretty much it. That is how I made the chord progression. If running through the mixer, basically what I did is like I have one EQ that just took out all the highs and all the lows. Then I have fruity reverb with these settings. I'll let you guys look at that real quick. I have a fruity love filter with whatever the fuck I did. I just moved this weird funny knob looking thing, this little dude right here, just moved it to this bottom corner, and I kind of just fucked with a bunch of knobs, turned it on to alt triple. I don't know what any of this means. I just know that fruity love filter is something that people use on synths a lot. And then the other sauce that I have for these kind of beats is Ozone Imager. Basically, if you don't know, Ozone Imager is a free stereoizing, I think, plugin. Put it on any track you want. It'll take melodies you have and just sort of widen them even more between your left and right ear, and it will actually visualize it for you like this. So it's pretty cool. It's a plugin I've been using for a hot minute. If you guys want to go download that, just Google Ozone Imager. Then following up, we have the same chord progression on a synth that sounds like this. That's kind of boring. There's nothing much to it. But as for the mixing, another instance of Ozone Imager, and then a parametric EQ to cut out pretty much all the low end. I wanted the synth to sort of be like a white noise kind of background thing that made the beat sound a lot wider, added a lot more oomph to it. And then the last thing I have for the melody is this little sort of synth roll thing that I have that sounds like this. As for how I made it, I just opened up the synth chord progression that I already had, and I just put notes over the notes that already existed in the chord progression. That's pretty much how I do a lot of accent notes and stuff like that in my beats. I just kind of wanted that as like a little extra sort of like counter melody, because the chord progression, wasn't really a melody, it's just a chord progression. That's actually it for the melody, guys. The only thing I did besides that, I exported the original synth chord progression, and like I said earlier, I pitched it up and panned it left and right. Again, this is just to add like stereo width to the beat, because Tell 'Em is a really wide and like echoey beat, and that's kind of what I wanted to recreate. Now that we have the melodies out of the way, we're gonna move on to the drums. We're gonna start off with the clap, because that's the easiest part of any beat ever. It's literally just a clap that hits like this. That's not the clap. Whoops. Anyways, as I was saying, the clap here. Basically, the way that I mixed the clap was reverb. That's it. I kind of just didn't toy with it that much. I don't think I changed anything actually, and I just kind of turned the reverb knob down until it sounded good. After that, I have the hi-hat pattern, which is very simple. It's very similar to Tell 'Em. It just sounds like this. Basically, it's just a two-step hi-hat pattern, but the second note is taken out, and like this note right here, the very last note is taken out as well. And that's pretty much it. I added some rolls. You don't even have to do that. Keep it really simple. You can just do a straight up two-step if you want to, but that's what I did. For the hi-hat, I actually put Ozone Imager on. This is a good tip. If you want your hi-hats to sound more realistic too, what I like to do is throw an Ozone Imager on it and stereoize it until it sounds good. Don't like fully stereoize it. And then some reverb with turn the size all the way up, get a little high cut going. Pretty simple. That's the hi-hats. Then we have this snare and two open hats, which I'm actually going to play with the clap, so it can kind of give you guys a better idea of like sort of, where it hit and everything like that. This is what it all sounds like together. That's pretty much it. Just like some accents. You can sort of do whatever you want. I didn't really hear a lot of any snares or open hats or anything like that in Tell 'Em, but I felt like doing it, so I did it. Next up, I have the 808 and the kick. I'm gonna play the kick. I'm gonna play the kick first because it all hits on one note. It's super simple. But basically, this is what the kick sounds like. If you guys notice the third kick hit, I actually turned the velocity a bit down because it kind of conflicts with the clap. But basically, it's just a kick. It just hits 4 times in a row because that's kind of the 808 pattern that plays throughout the entire beat. I just really, really ripped Tell 'Em on that one. But, it's fire, so fucking whatever. And then, that basically stacks with the 808. This is what the 808 pattern is going to sound like. I basically just took this little first quarter of the pattern and just repeated it 4 times over again. The only difference is in the second half, you want to take what you just created and pitch it down an octave, because fucking that's that's the fucking whole point of this tutorial. I don't know, man. So you guys, basically that's the 808. The way that I distorted the 808 was very specific. So the first thing that I did that I think is most important is I took all the high end out, because this is what the 808 sounds like without any EQing. If you guys can hear, there's this really annoying like high-end frequency, and I didn't like that, so I EQ'd it out with this, got rid of that, and then I just kind of did the same thing after the distortion. You know, I put some Fruity Fast distortion on it, and I EQ'd out a tiny bit more high-end because it was, you know, the distortion as high-end. The distortion was just kind of make it shine through more in the mix. Just a regular preset, turn it down a little bit, and yeah, guys, basically that's how I did the 808 pattern, and that is how I mixed the 808. Alright, guys, so basically it's super simple the way that I structured this beat. Basically, I'm just gonna go over the actual beat and then the intro last because it's a little different. But basically, this is really simple. It's just a 16-bar hook, 16-bar verse, and an 8-bar bridge, and it repeats, and that repeats 2 times over again. So basically, you know, I have this one chunk here, this one chunk here, and then this final chunk with the outro in it. Basically for the hook, it's just literally every sound. And then for the verse, all I did is I took out all the perks, and I took out the complementary melody. I took out the pitched up, panned melodies. I just kind of brought it down to the simplest parts of the beat. And the only other thing that I did is I kind of took out the first clap in each pattern, and I took out the first little quarter of the hi-hat patterns for the first half, and the second half I left it in. For the verse, it is literally just the 808 pattern and the 2 melodies, the 2 chord progressions, and I just EQ'd out the 808s. And then the very final thing that I did is for the intro, I highlighted the entire hook, right? I took the hook, I exported it as a WAV file, I pasted it in, and then I just stretched it to twice its length. And what that's going to do is it's going to create like a double time effect, or like a half time effect, I think is the correct term, my bad. And it's going to sound like this. Make sure you have resample on so it pitches it down accordingly. All I did with this is I made it 8 bars instead of a regular 16-bar intro. Clicked up here in this little corner, and I clicked automate volume so it can kind of fade in. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, because personally I feel like this beat was probably one of my best tutorial beats yet. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Remember to hit the subscribe button. I try to post these videos every week, sometimes every other week, covering underground artists that nobody else is covering. And yeah, guys, have a good day or night. Peace.